Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Mike Tellerino. I am the CEO of K9 for Veterans. We're here tonight with Erin Gallagher.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Erin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're doing here tonight?
Well, we're here to talk about veterans, and specifically about the Stars and Stripes weekend at the Chicagoland Speedway that's going to be coming up at the end of the month. The big NASCAR race is July 1st, and so we are having 4 days of racing, but instead of just having the races that are customarily in September, what we're doing is we're having the biggest military and veteran appreciation weekend, and that's going to be held June 28th through July 1st at the Speedway. So we're going to talk about those events.
Awesome. Why don't you tell us how this all started?
Well, I think that this is a very interesting year because, as I said, NASCAR is usually held at the Chicagoland Speedway in September. And so by moving it up to the weekend before the 4th of July, the Speedway decided that they wanted to really celebrate and embrace the military aspect and the patriotism. And so in doing that, they've created Stars and Stripes Weekend, and we are creating 4 days of a variety of events, things that are being held all weekend, as well as things that are specific to each day.
You were in contact with me. You had asked us if we wanted to participate in the parade. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the parade?
One of the most favorite things that race fans are interested in is the hauler parade. And so when the NASCAR cars come in and they have the haulers with all of the, which are the trucks, the semis that bring them in, they kind of make a little loop around the property and then go down into the tunnels. And so we've decided to really amp that up. And in true veteran fashion, we're going to throw in lots of pageantry. So, for example, we're having military vehicles. So we've got Joe Werner's Veterans Garage. Veterans Garage is a military
It's an awesome group.
Yeah, they really are, and
Really
they are a military preservation association group, and it's a chapter that is organized. And what happens is veterans come in, and it's just a monkey garage for them to really to visit with other veterans and people who are interested in all of the military vehicles. And they work on vehicles, they restore vehicles, they restored a World War II cannon in Mokina, and really brought it back to its full glory. And so those are the kinds of things that they offer. So we're going to have just an incredible number of military vehicles. And we're going to have, for those who are veterans, they'll know when I say a deuce and a half and a 5-ton cargo, and we're going to have some mutt jeeps. We have a Korean War era ambulance and a bunch of other vehicles. So that's part of the parade, and that's where I think K9 for Veteran Warriors is going to participate, right? You're going to be on some of those vehicles.
We're going to have our veterans there with their service dogs.
Yeah, we want to raise awareness.
Right.
This is a great opportunity to raise awareness.
And that's what this is all about.
Absolutely.
It's for the veterans.
It's for the veterans, and obviously the Speedway is interested in bringing awareness to the race. But there's no question they could be selling. They could be doing other things with the space, but instead they're choosing to really donate and contribute and give back to the veterans, and there's going to be a lot of participation. So the hauler parade is Friday at 2:00, and that can be seen on social media. It's going to be aired live. It's also going to have the Illinois Patriot Guard is going to be there, so all these motorcycles with all their flags, and I'm enjoying meeting all of these people who are their sole purpose is to protect the funerals.
And you've got, from what I understand, you're going to have 50 flags being carried in by our veterans.
Yes.
From every state.
Exactly. So we are having 50 veterans escort 50 state flags, and then also the flag for Puerto Rico, and they are going to be on the military vehicles and on the motorcycles, and we're going to have a full complement of vehicles. Another thing that I just found out that we're going to have is the hauler for the Illinois Fallen Heroes Traveling Wall.
That's awesome.
Have you ever
Awesome.
seen that
No,
hauler?
I haven't, no.
The hauler all by itself is beautiful because it really shows and pays homage to those who have fallen, and that's an incredible sight to see. And then they're going to display their wall
Right.
in Champions Park all weekend as well.
really awesome.
So it's going to be great.
I also understand we're going to have a Medal of Honor recipient there as well.
Yes.
That is really exciting.
There are a number of people that are going to be very exciting, and Al Lynch is his name, and there's no question he is a formidable person, and he's a nice guy. I mean, he's a real nice guy.
Down to
So
earth.
he is, and he served during the Vietnam era, and he served 2 tours. He served both in Vietnam in combat, and he also served in Germany.
And now also there's a U.S. Air Force flyover.
Oh, we're going to have flyovers. We're going to have all
Really?
kinds of flyovers. Yes, the one of the flyovers is the Air Force. That's going to be Sunday at the race. But on Saturday, we're having a flyover of a World War II plane.
No, really,
Yes,
that's awesome.
yes. So
Great.
Saturday's events are very exciting, I think, because we're starting off with an honor ceremony. And the honor ceremony starts at 10, but the Great Lakes Naval Band, America's Band, is going to be performing starting at 9. So as people are filtering in, they're going to hear this beautiful music. And then we're having Native American veterans present. They're going to bring and display their Eagle staffs, which is the Native Americans. That's an incredible group of people. They have the highest percentage of people who are in the military. So 1 in 4, roughly, 22% of all Native Americans serves in the U.S. Armed Forces. And so they are bringing a booth. They're going to be displaying all weekend long and talking about their contributions, which are amazing. And then on Saturday during the honor ceremony, we're having them with their Eagle staffs, and they're going to be singing what's called a flag song, and it comes in different languages depending on their tribe. And I'm not sure who's been elected to come, but it's just very moving. And then from the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery, which is just down the road from the Speedway, Quincy McCall is the new director there. And I believe she's from Alabama, and I just love her voice. She's going to be the MC, and she is going to talk about she's going to MC the entire ceremony. And that's the day, on Saturday, we're inviting the Gold Star families.
That's really an awesome group.
I am so enjoying getting to know these families. One of them is an 11-year-old boy named Logan Schultz, and he's coming in from Galena, and this is why I'm enjoying doing this, because I got to meet him last week, and he's going to be among our honored guests for the weekend, he and his mother, and I'm just thrilled to have him. But we're going to list all of the names of those KIA and from Illinois, and we are having the John Whiteside Memorial Squad from Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery.
Oh, that's great.
They're gonna render honors with rifle volleys and 2 buglers and taps.
So this is really something that they're really going out of their way to honor our veterans.
It's honoring the veterans, and so I'm an independent consultant. I do events, and I bring people together as a career. And when they asked me to get involved, I'm from the area down there, and my father is a veteran, and I really got an overwhelming sense of honor and respect from the people who are organizing this, and they wanted to do it right, and they wanted to do it respectfully, and they wanted to raise awareness. This is a genuine effort from the top all the way down to everyone involved. We genuinely want to raise awareness, and that's one of the reasons why we're having you folks to help raise your profile and let people know that there are some very real issues.
There's a lot of issues out there that should be brought out to the public to make them aware of what our veterans are going through.
Absolutely.
And it's because of like the Speedway and what they're doing, they're giving us the opportunity to get our message out that if you have PTSD, there's help out there. There are other groups out there. John from Warrior Vodka and Cheers.
Cheers to the Warriors.
Right.
What an awesome group. Cheers to the Warriors is going to be giving away a grant to the to a combat wounded veteran at our honor ceremony on Saturday. And
They do a lot of great things. They really do.
It's a great organization, and there are other great organizations that are participating. We're giving away a civilian volunteer award to a woman who is a volunteer in, they do Operation Care Package, which gives out care packages to
right.
the deployed.
Right.
And it's organized by a woman named Debbie Bennett. And Debbie Bennett is someone whose brother served, and he said, can you send a box to my buddy, because this guy's not got any friends or doesn't have any family. And she started this whole 40,000 packages later, and now she's also doing Wreaths Across America there. So her volunteerism, and so those groups, Operation Care Package will be on site, talking about what they offer, and Wreaths Across America will be on site.
Right.
And all of these groups are the Race Foundation is donating money to each of the groups that is going to be there. So it's all going to be part of the bigger picture. Rising tide floats all boats.
How many people are you expecting at this event?
I would say over the course of the weekend, easily a couple 100,000 people.
Really? I mean,
yeah, it's a big event. It's a top tier event.
They also have somebody from, what is it, America's Got Talent? He's going to be there?
Right. We've got two different folks coming from different TV shows. America's Got Talent is Sal Gonzalez, and he was a contestant. He's also a combat wounded veteran who lost his leg, and he's been affiliated with the Wounded Warrior Project. But he's coming, so after the honor ceremony on Saturday, he's coming, and he's going to perform. We also have Josh Gallagher, who is from The Voice, and he is an incredible talent, and he's coming up from Nashville, and he's going to be singing, I think it's the national anthem on Saturday. But here's the cool thing I want to tell you, is that all of these people who are coming are going to be stopping into the special VIP tent that is just for veterans and active military and their families.
Right.
And so if a veteran is attending anything over the weekend, it's going to be open Saturday and Sunday. It's free. There's no charge. They just come in. I like to ask them to show an ID, just so that we can keep all the riffraff in. And we want to keep everybody.
We know all about that, believe me.
But what's happening inside this tent is some really incredible things. First of all of the dignitaries that are coming. Randy Hauser is the musical guest star. He's doing the pre-race. He is going to be in the VIP tent.
Awesome. Yeah.
So Kyle Busch, the race car drivers, Jim Corneliuson from the Chicago Blackhawks, national anthem singer. All of these folks are coming, and they're going to be in the VIP tent. And so when you come in as a veteran, you and your family, your wife can come in and see there'll be a schedule inside the tent that's just for you, that's not being publicized anywhere. And there's no cost to that.
What do you think the whole highlight of this event's going to be?
Well, I think that what we're doing in Champions Park, which is that grassy area outside the gated area, I think personally, I like to think that that's going to be the best part, and because there's so many other things. There's the Freedom Walk. We're having museums come. We've got a World War II museum, a Civil War museum with a cannon. We've got a Vietnam era that's going to be a tent with all these museums. So you can walk through there and just really see these. You're going to see the military vehicles spaced out on the lawn. But one thing I think that we really need to mention, we've kind of talked around it a little bit, Al Lynch, the Congressional Medal of Honor recipient, is going to have his event. He's going to be speaking, and I believe it's at 11:30. So after the honor ceremony on Saturday, he is going to come, and it's in the VIP tent. There's no race ticket required for this, but it is an opportunity for veterans to come. And we're calling it a Vietnam-era gathering, because I think when my father was drafted into the military, he was drafted into service, and I think it was 65 through 67. And he was just a farm kid. He was just a farm kid from Will County, and he didn't want to be in war. But when he came back, not only was he broken, but he was treated badly. And so one of the things that Al Lynch is going to do, and I talked to this man, Mr. Lynch, and I'm just, what a great guy. One of the things that he said was, when, because he served both in Vietnam and in Germany, he said it's a double-edged sword. It doesn't matter where you served. And so we're seeing this kind of reckoning with veterans. And when you put that kind of reckoning where it doesn't matter where you served, it doesn't matter how you served, it doesn't matter when you served. Even modern guys, we were just having this conversation with someone, it doesn't matter where you served or when, and if you were pushing pencils in some desk somewhere and you never saw combat, you served, and thank you very much. And what Al Lynch is going to do, hopefully, is he's going to help bring more closure. He's going to help bring more peace, awareness to things like PTSD.
And that's something that we face every day is with PTSD. It's such an affliction to our veterans that we need to get the word out that there is help out there, and that there are other organizations out there that are doing so much to help our returning veterans, with PTSD.
I think one of the things that I'm hearing, and I'd like your opinion and what you know about this issue, I'm hearing from people, when my dad came back from Vietnam, you couldn't wake him up. You couldn't wake him up out of a sound sleep because he'd jump out of the chair fighting mad, or he'd come at you, and it was just that I'm going to call it PTSD, and I'm not trying to label, but I'm hearing that.
We have many names for this.
Yes.
PTSD, shell shock. It goes back to the Civil War, but it's all the same thing. It is PTSD. And our guys coming home today with it, they suffer from it daily.
Yes.
It's something they can't escape. It's with them 24/7. With our service dog program, it really, it's never going to cure PTSD, these service dogs, but it helps them get through the day. It truly has a remarkable effect on our veterans with PTSD. It truly does. I mean, I see it daily. I mean, where they won't talk to anyone about their experiences. They'll sit and they'll talk to their service dog because that dog's not going to judge them. It's not going to look at them like, you did what? You know what I mean? They're just so understanding, and they give that unconditional love.
And I think I've met many of the people that are affiliated with your organization. I've met a couple come to mind, and I know their stories, and it's very, very touching. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because we have a national platform. We have an international race. We have something that is so tremendous.
This is going to be out there.
And they're giving. They're giving. They're raising awareness, and they're giving, and they're bringing people together, and people are donating, and people are contributing. I mean, in terms of their time and their effort is what I'm referring to.
What do you have here?
Okay,
Let me put the overhead camera on.
So what we're looking at here, this is something for friends and family. So anyone who is planning to come to the race, and they're already thinking about coming, go ahead and use this code here. So when you go to the website, Chicagoland Speedway, this is an exclusive code. It's Military Friends 18. And what it does is it's extra. It's offering more to veterans. Military Friends 18.
So that's all they have to do is go to that website,
The Chicagolandspeedway.com.
Right.
And when they,
Put that
whatever
code
they're
in there.
doing, right, whatever they're doing, they're gonna get extras for this.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is. It's incredible.
It really is. How did the Speedway come up with this idea? Was it?
I think it's been a project of love. It's kind of the love child of so many of us who've been talking about this, but a lot of it has to do with when I've been out in the community and asking people like you, what can we do for you? What do you, how do we make this? What are your thoughts?
Right.
And so it's been an evolution of a lot of people's ideas. It's evolved in the last 6 months, what we were planning to do, and different people are contributing in different ways, but what we're seeing is some really intense volunteerism, intense
I was just going to
dedication.
ask you, what could our viewers do to help make this a even better event?
Well, I'll tell you what. Today, this is really interesting. We have NASCAR driver Kyle Larson, and I always get tongue-tied over Larson. For some reason, the R's just stick with me. But Kyle Larson is a NASCAR race car driver, and he came to Chicago today, and he is launching now. He's number 42. Number 42 is Kyle Larson, and he threw down an initiative to raise money. He threw down an initiative to raise money for $42,000 for veterans groups. And so anyone who's interested, today, his sponsor, Credit One, you can't really see it, Credit One up here, is the sponsor, and they contributed $25,000 today.
Wow.
Toward his
To get that
$42,000
project
goal.
going.
And that money is going to, he was at the Hines VA Hospital today, and he announced it, and he said the VA hospital was having their weekly food pantry. And so the $25,000 that came from Credit One is going in part to this food pantry and other veterans charities. So it's an incredible way to say, hey, look, we want to raise money for the foundation, the race foundation,
Right.
the Chicagoland Speedway kind of spearheads. And so anyone who's interested in making contributions to this non-for-profit race foundation, and they want to contribute to the Kyle Larson, I'm so sorry, Kyle. What a great guy, though. What a great guy. And
I'm sure he
and I've said it
understands.
15 times correctly,
Yeah.
but I get on camera and I can't say it once. But he's you go to chicagolandspeedway.com/vet, V-E-T, vets. I think it's vets, plural. And that will link you to making any kind of donation, $1. $1 is well loved. And what they're doing is they're trying to get to that $42,000. And the Race Foundation at Chicagoland Speedway is going to be pouring money back into all of these groups that I've just mentioned. So all of the people who are going to be there, Cheers to the Warriors, all these different groups are getting a little piece of that pie. So it's
awesome.
it's
It really
awareness,
is.
and it's also fundraising for them.
You know, it's because of the Chicagoland Speedway and organizations like that that we're able to do more to help our veterans, right? I mean, if it wasn't for
Yeah.
organizations like that, you know,
They're bringing the platform.
Right.
They're bringing the platform, they're bringing the national stage, they're doing a lot on their end, they're dedicating a lot of
raising
resources.
the awareness of the needs of our veterans that
Yes.
really go unnoticed. I mean, truly
Yes.
they do. It's
Yes.
a shame. There's so much more we could be doing for our veterans, and this event is really raising the awareness of what we could do to help them. I wish there was more out there like this.
Who knows that Native Americans are 1 in 4 Native Americans serve in the military. That is one of those very important messages that we're
Right.
going to learn here, and I'm very excited. I'm honored to. My father's coming from Arizona.
Right.
I'm honored to have him
You know,
be a part of
I
this
think
with
there's
all
a
of you.
lot we're gonna take away from this event. So if there's any way that the public can help, get out there, show your support by coming out to this event and letting our veterans know that you care.
There are different things all 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, July 28th through, June 28th through July 1st, Chicagolandspeedway.com.
And they can go to that website and get more information about
All kinds
what
of
we're doing.
details. Yep,
Well, Erin, I just want to thank you for coming here tonight.
my
And
pleasure, my
it's-
honor. Thank you
it's
for
been
your
awesome.
service.
No.
Thank you for your
Well,
service.
it's my pleasure. And thank you for what you're doing to help honor our veterans that are coming home, that are going to be there. It's just an awesome event. I was just honored to be a part of it,
For anybody who's listening and you're struggling, you're having problems, you just don't know, you're tired. Come on out. Let's talk. Let's meet some other guys. Let's talk.
You know what? That's the best form of therapeutic health sometimes. Get them to meet other veterans going through the same thing you're going through. Just a conversation is great. Erin, thank you so much. I
My
appreciate it.
pleasure. Thank you.